This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Commissioners meeting for Lake Stevens Sewer District. It is 9 a.m. on Thursday, October 13th, 2022. As a call to order this morning, myself and Commissioner Wright are in person. We have Commissioner Koshi up on our virtual wall. So if you're watching electronically and you get the picture, you can see him up there. So as we get ready to go into this, we will start by doing the Pledge of Allegiance really quick.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, again, thank you, everybody. Welcome to this morning's meeting. As you can see, there is agenda in front of us, but before we get to that, it's an opportunity at this time for the public to weigh in on anything that we might have before us this morning, or anything that might tickle their fancy, I guess, to say, to talk about that may not be here and they want to address the Board of Commissioners. I would first look to staff to see if we received anything via email or in person. Nothing has come in through the office. I'd look online to see if there's anybody online that would like to speak to the Board of Commissioners. I see just 8 people. I don't see the old chat bar at the top lighting up, but nobody waving frantically like they're having an issue with the system and can't log in or can't get the at least the mute off. But so with that, nothing going on there. I'll look to the audience if there's anything. We only have one guest this morning in the audience. Nothing there. So with that being said, and nobody really jumping out to want to speak this morning, I'll close the public forum aspect. We'll move on down to item 4 if you're following. This is the agenda approval. With the staff, is there any addition, subtraction?
No.
Okay, I was going to say, you can't get much less than this because at this point, it might have taken longer to drive here. So I would look to the fellow commissioners if they have any additions, subtractions.
No.
They've indicated no, but I would entertain a motion if that's what we would like to do to approve this agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda for October 13th.
So there is a motion on the and a second. I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It's been approved. So we're moving down to item number 5 in this fine agenda this morning. This is just consent agenda items. If you're not familiar, which most folks I think on the meeting this morning, there is a caller I don't know, but just to refresh everybody, consent agenda items are items that the Board of Commissioners have reviewed in detail previously. It's just an action item for us to take a look at and approve a lot of things that we've already looked at. So with that being said, I'd look to the commissioners if there's a motion on the floor for this.
I make a motion to approve consent items A through J.
So there's a motion on the floor to approve that.
I'll second.
And a second by Commissioner Koshi. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It's been approved. Well, as you're taking a look at this fine agenda again, we're at 6. There's no old business. 7, there's no new business. 8, we're at managers reports. We are just clipping right through this. So I'm going to look to the general manager and AKA also today the assistant general manager because the assistant's not in.
Cover them all and be quick about it. So there's 61 GFCs paid this year so far. In perspective, that's 18 less than we had for this year. So we're behind on that one. There's 202 permits that have been paid year to date, and that's 23 over what we had budgeted for the year. So that part's good. Plant flows are at 2.25 million gallons a day. Yesterday, we did 9,100 linear feet of smoke testing in the lift station 1C basin. And so we're waiting for some more supplies to come in and then we'll continue smoke testing. But that is going very well and staff's very proficient at that now. Our Caring by Sharing program has $336 in it. That's enough to help 3 families for 1 month of sewer. And then we're going to be starting a short project on source control tracing where we put in a sampler into some of our manholes to try and see where some of our loading at the plant's really coming from and track that down. So that project should be starting probably next week or so. So that's it.
Yeah, perfect. Any questions from the other commissioners? Hearing none, let's move to city report. I know that we have council member Peter Shaken here, and he will provide the city report for us today.
Just a couple of things. We're continuing the budget process that hopefully get finalized here towards the middle of November. Good news, the Festival Street will be opened at the end of this month, as we kind of heard. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know that delay has been a direct result of the worker shortage. We had some issues with contractor people just simply not being able to show up. They don't have the capacity. Nonetheless, it's being open, but about 3 months late. So this is what it is at this point.
Oh, it's working. Wait.
And just as a reminder, ballots will be coming out here shortly. The Transportation Benefit District is on the ballot, 0.2% increase. So I mentioned the budget process, but if that does pass, you know, things will change, I guess, in regards to things getting completed and things that are capital projects. So we'll see what happens. But just a reminder that's coming up. So hopefully you'll support it and tell your friends to support it as well. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll move on over. We'll start on commissioners reports, item 10, if you're following us online. I'll let the Commissioner Koshi first up on the wall, put him on spot to give us any updates he wants.
Sure. The only thing I have, I checked in with General Manager Lowe earlier this week, and you know, just a great team. Appreciate the work. Appreciate the energy. I know that we are short-staffed in a couple areas that are critical to our administration, and I know the team's coming together and pulling extra duties to be able to maintain administrative velocity on all the things that we need to do relative to finances. So I just want to thank a special word out to the team. So appreciate it. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you. Look to Commissioner Wright.
So I attended the WASWAD conference like a week and a half ago, and I felt like it was really educational. The thing I felt like I learned the most was there was a focus on emergency preparedness, and I thought that was really interesting and very applicable to our community. And it was great to network with other people in the state and hear the issues that they're having with staffing and COLA and all of that. So I feel like I'm much more educated on that. I'd like to congratulate Dan for getting elected to the WASWAD board. That was awesome. And then also just a shout out to the staff. I did this in their staff meeting, but a neighbor on 30th Street just said what an excellent job that the staff was doing at one of the old pump stations, and just the excellent work and how pleasant they were, and let them know what was going on. So just good job for those doing their job.
Perfect. Thank you. And I just reiterate, I did attend the fall conference for the Washington Association of Water and Sewer Districts. It was great. Thanks for nominating me from the floor. But it was great. It was, you know, it's kind of a neat challenge, and it's great to get involved into at least the association to see what we're doing in the statewide, because everything that goes on has an effect. And so it's kind of nice to have some local. I think, you know, really, when we look at the section 3, which we would be part of the 3 sections in the state, it's well represented in Snohomish County. We have a lot of great folks that we can. So, you know, I will rely on some of them and even reach out to the partners in Island and San Juan, or not San Whatcom, because I think that they're real helpful. So great job by staff. Great job by the general manager. She's been holding down the fort with many, many hats, working long hours. Thank you for doing that as we transition through some of those issues of trying to get enough people in here as far as some of the accounting stuff. But, we will prevail because, as we usually do, our work group is very, very good at pulling together and making a great team of everything. So thank you for all that work, everybody in this organization. As we move on, we are going to have an executive session. I know that everybody thought, oh, we're going to get away. I know we're only 10 minutes into this. We didn't beat any records, by the way, but there will be an executive session. It will be in regards to litigation, potential litigation. There will be no action to follow. I'm going to anticipate to start with at least 30 minutes, and if we need to come out from that, we will extend. But once we do that and come back, there won't be any decision to follow. We'll go back in the regular session and can, adjourn for the day, conclude that meeting. But with that being said, it's probably what, 9:10 right now. I'll let legal put in the fancy little terms to keep us all up.
Okay.
We'll do that.
All right. So it's 9:10. The Lake Stevens Sewer District Commission will now move into executive session pursuant to RCW 42.30.110 subsection 1 subsection I to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency matters relating to pending litigation to which the agency is or is likely to become a party. The executive session will conclude at 9:40. At the conclusion, the commission will adjourn the board meeting with no related announcements or actions taken.
Thank you.
This conference will now be recorded.
Well, we are back in regular session only to extend until 10. So we are going to continue executive session as previously announced. Once we are done at 10, we'll come out into regular session. No decision to follow. Thank you.
This conference will now be recorded.
So the board has come back out. We are going to extend for an additional 15 minutes till 10:15 in our executive session. And again, when we return into regular session after this executive session, there would be no decision to follow in regards to what we are having a conversation about, but we would just go into regular session and adjourn. So thank you.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so the Board of Commissioners are out of their executive session and as previously stated the last few times, it seems like we have no decision to follow. We are in regular session, and the only last bit of business is to conclude this meeting. So with that being said, I look to there's a motion on the floor. And
I'll
a
second.
second. Commissioner Yoshi, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. I know we'll be probably scheduling stuff in the near future. I appreciate legal's advice on a lot of the things to help us navigate this world. So thank you.